My name is Michael McCoy, co-director of the Identity Theft Prevention Institute and co-author of 2 books on identity theft. The first one in 2005 titled Who Is You? The Coming Epidemic of Identity Theft. The second book in March of 2008 titled The Silent Crime, What You Need to Know About Identity Theft. And both those books can be found on our blog at stolendata.blogspot.com. And on that blog, I'm a regular contributor along with my co-author, Dr. Stefan Schmidt. Today is December 31st, 2008, obviously the last day of the year. So I wanted to get a quick message out to you, letting you know what to expect on the blog and what to expect for 2009. A little bit about identity theft and what happened in 2008, and kind of a crystal ball look, if you will, of what my opinion of 2009 will be. Even if the economy is doing better, I still think we're going to have some serious problems with identity theft and record data breaches, record hackers coming out into corporations and getting our private information. And then also, I think we're going to see a rise in crime in general. So that's always going to affect our financials and our personal information. And these companies, let's face it, the companies out there today really aren't doing us any favor either by how they're handling our private information. So, we've seen record data breaches in 2008. We've seen it's still the fastest growing crime in the United States and I dare say in the world, white collar crime anyways. It is, it goes into all facets of petty thieves doing it, to very organized crime doing it globally, and also even terrorist groups conducting large-scale identity theft crime rings. So we're going to see it worsen. Well, it won't. I don't foresee it ever getting better. But what we're going to have to do is figure out how to limit our losses and our exposures on an individual basis. And so you look back at some of the major data breaches of 2008 and what's happened. Some of those data breaches not even been individuals being notified from these companies in 2008 because the lack of laws and regulations in state by state, not forcing these companies to notify individuals. We need to see a change in that as well. But really it comes down to we need to see a change in the consumer and in the individual. You see, we as individuals and consumer citizens, we need to take it more serious. We need to take it more personal. We need to start protecting ourselves and stop waiting for the companies or the large corporations and the government to come and bail us out. You've seen the 2008 should have proved to you that the financial institutions aren't here for you. They're not here to better your financial situations in all cases. A lot of times these large corporations are out there to line the pockets of the corporate leaders, the management and administration. And I know there are a lot of corporations out there that are good, and it's just those few apples that spoil the whole bunch. But it sure makes a large statement. So we really need to start looking after ourselves and figuring out what we're going to do to limit our losses and exposures. And I'm telling you, in 2009, we're going to see an increase in identity theft. We're going to see it on organized crime. We're going to see it in cyber crime. These hackers are getting better and better. They're staying ahead of even our IT security officers at a lot of large corporations. And let's face it, a lot of these large corporations are downsizing and laying people off. And some of the people that are being laid off first are the IT security individuals, right? Those are, in some cases, the first to go. And how scary that is for us as individuals with some of these corporations holding all of our information. Think about going out and getting a mortgage today. Like Countrywide had that problem with a little data breach loss, or actually someone was internally stealing our profiles, our mortgage profiles from inside there, and then sharing them and selling them and using them themselves. So, when you go for a mortgage, when you write all those papers out, I mean, many of you have done it yourselves. You're giving them your entire life, your entire financial statements are going to these individuals with all your private information. And so, of course, when there's a breach there, you've lost everything. And these criminals are getting smarter. We're seeing criminals that are using this information at month 13 or 14 or 15, or 2 years down the road. And so what we're seeing is that they're keeping this information because a lot of these corporations, when they find they have a data breach, they're giving you a 1-year subscription to some kind of monitoring service. Now, folks, that's not good enough. A monitoring service is not good enough. You're going to have to increase that to more of a proactive approach to what you're going to do, and you need to look at before you're a victim, while you're a victim, and after you're a victim, and what you're going to do at all those times. And so what you're going to have to do is have a very robust service in place all the time. And I say, you got to swallow that pill. That pill is that you got to get over it, folks. We have to have a service to help us limit our losses and exposures. And we have to have the service that is going to be the best service that fits our needs, the best service that we can find and we can afford. And so those are the things. Because the people breaking into houses, and something going on right now is it's brilliant of these guys. What they're doing is they're breaking into houses, and they're not stealing anything of your jewelry or your cash or your TVs and VCRs. What they're going for is your hard drive and your computer. And they're taking that out and shutting your computer back, and you don't even know it for days. Think and tell the police that nothing's missing, where in fact something is missing. It's your entire private life. Your some of your financials. A lot of people are keeping financials online or on their computers now. Maybe your taxes, everything that could be on your hard drive, the history of your hard drive, everything on there. And so, what are we going to do? We're going to protect ourselves. And we're going to look at a service. We're going to do things like, we've got to stop leaving our pocketbook and our purses and our wallets and our computers laying around in bags and at the airport or in the car or in the back seat of our car. And you've got to stop leaving your personal information out on your kitchen table or even in your office at home. Being that you have different people coming in and out of the house, service people, whoever it may be, having access to that information. What you protect and how you protect it at work should also come to your house. So at work you should be doing this as well. Clean desk policy. You got to protect your home and your work. See, a lot of times I hear people saying, "Oh, we have all that at work. The shredders and the clean desk policies and all this. We have all that at work." Well, what about your house? What about your own home? What about protecting yourself? You're so bent on protecting your clients and your customers, but you won't even protect yourself. See, folks, you've got to have the shredders at home. You've got to be diligent at home as well as work, okay? Because nobody's going to protect you, not the corporations and not your government. So here's what you're doing. You need to do all those simple things, but you also have to have a service in your portfolio of insurance policies and different policies. You don't have to. They typically are insurance policies, but you got to have an identity theft service. One like as robust as prepaid legal services. I mean, theirs with Kroll, Kroll, fraud solutions, Kroll fraud solutions, and prepaid legal services come together, make a partnership, and they come out with probably one of the most robust services in the market in the world today. Having those legal access, I mean. Identity theft is a legal issue, folks. Right from the beginning, it's a legal issue. So when you combine those two products together, being the identity theft product with access to attorneys, it's unheard of on the market today. So, and then you can go down from there. I mean, it's not the most expensive one on the market. It is the most robust one on the market. Get with your insurance agent, get with your financial institution, and talk to these folks about the products they carry, because you really need to dissect them, look at them, and give it a chance. Again, in my book, we write on the silent crime. We write a chapter about of what products are, the different products. We do a comparison chart. I welcome you to get the book and take a look at that comparison chart and maybe make your decision on the information we give you in there. So again, let's be diligent. Let's take care of ourselves. Let's take care of our own home first, and let's get that in order and get ready for 2009. Now, 2009 is going to be a good year. Don't get me wrong, it's not all doom and gloom. There's going to be some good things happening in 2009, and we're going to have a weekly short video clip that's going to be available to you, such as this. This is kind of the kickoff one. So I look forward to seeing you in 2009 next week. Thanks for joining me.